Have you chosen a date for your wedding?
Yes, why do you ask?
Well, you know I have a job with rotating shifts, so I need to make sure I have that day off. I'll need time to shop for the right outfit and schedule hair appointments. There are so many things to organize and prepare for. I've been looking forward to seeing you get married since you were a little girl.
Huh? You're coming to my wedding?
Of course, I am. I'm your mom.
But I don't want you there.
What? Why not?
If you think about it for a moment, I believe you'll understand why.
No, I don't see why I shouldn't go. Why don't you want me there?
Because my fiancé's entire family consists of doctors from generations. Can you imagine how embarrassed I'd be if my high school dropout mom showed up?
But, not having your own mother at your wedding. Wouldn't that look even worse?
I'll just make up an excuse. Like you're unwell and can't leave the house or something.
Don't say things like that. Please, just let me come. I've been looking forward to seeing you all dressed up in your wedding dress walking down the aisle as long as I can remember.
I don't care about that. I don't want you there.
You've never mentioned this before. Why are you bringing this up now? Did someone from his side say something about me?
Nobody has directly mentioned you, but I can sense their disapproval. I don't think his parents hold you in high regard. They all have MDs or PhDs, and you didn't finish high school. What do you think they'd think? The only reason they're allowing me to marry their son is because I have a degree from a reputable school. Being associated with you is a disadvantage for me. Frankly, I'm considering cutting you out of my life.
What? You're not. You don't have to go that far, do you? I raised you your whole life, and you're just going to abandon me now?
My fiancé is the most important thing to me right now.
I won't do anything to offend anyone in his family. I promise I won't do anything to embarrass you.
If you were attractive and had dropped out of high school, maybe that could justify it. But you look like an ordinary woman. You have gray hair all over. And your skin is so wrinkled you look older than your age. With a high school dropout mom like you, they're going to tease me about it for the rest of my life.
I can't control how I look. I've been working from morning till night for the past 20 years just to provide for you. I didn't have the time or money for beauty treatments.
Why wouldn't you care about your appearance? You should.
Look, your grandfather lived with us because he was too sick to care for himself. I not only had to work to raise you but also take care of him. I had to pay all of your grandma's hospital bills before she died, too. I had to support everyone by myself. By the time both of your grandparents had passed away, you were starting college. With all that tuition, everything's been really tough for me. No matter how long or how hard I worked, there never seemed to be enough money. Can't you understand that?
Stop with your excuses. You only had to work that hard because you dropped out of high school. If you'd gone to college, you could have gotten a decent job. You brought this all on yourself. A dropout single mother, my God. You're a disgrace. Why didn't you at least finish high school? Is it because you were too stupid?
I couldn't finish high school because of circumstances beyond my control. That's why I worked so hard to make sure you never had to go through what I did. I worked tirelessly to support you through college. I did all this because I love you and wanted to see you happy.
Why are you making it sound like I owe you something? Raising and providing for your children is a parent's responsibility. If you couldn't afford to support me until I was an adult, you shouldn't have had me. But you did. So it's only natural that you work to provide for me until I can stand on my own.
Why are you talking to me like this? I'm your mom, and I love you. I agree with some of your points. But you have to understand everyone has different circumstances. Especially us.
It doesn't matter. You don't fit in with the kind of family I'm marrying into. You better not come to my wedding. If you truly care about me, you'll stay away. Mom, why did you say you're not paying for the wedding? The bride's family is supposed to pay. It's tradition. My fiancé's family already agreed to help out and pay half. So why are you suddenly refusing to pay any of it? Do you know how embarrassed I am right now?
What are you talking about? Why should I pay? You said I'm an embarrassment to you. And you forbid me from even going to your wedding. You expect me to pay for half of it after you did all that to me? I'm not giving you another cent for anything ever again. You're an adult now. If you want something, pay for it yourself.
So now you're just going to abandon your own daughter? You're heartless.
Say whatever you want. No matter what you say to me, you're not getting another cent.
Whatever. Do whatever you want. I don't know why this surprises me at all. I'm done with you. I'm never speaking to you again, so don't ever try contacting me again. You're not my mom.
What's this? Are you saying you knew?
What? Knew what?
That none of my blood is in your veins.
What are you talking about? None of your blood is in my veins? Is this some kind of joke?
It's no joke.
Huh? Then, you mean... Are you saying you're not my real?
I knew I'd have to tell you sometime, but I just couldn't bring myself to do it. So, I've been trying to keep it a secret from you. When you were only 3 months old, I took you in.
Huh? Wait, hold on. Then, my parents? My real parents are somewhere, right? Who are they?
Do you want to know who your real mom is?
Of course. I want to talk to her. Give me her number. I want my real parents to be at my wedding.
Huh? What are you talking about? You're gonna forbid the woman who raised you your whole life to come. And instead, you're gonna invite someone you've never met?
Yes. Even though I've never met them. It's better than having the mother of the bride's seat empty at the wedding.
Don't you want to know what kind of person gave birth to you?
Well, of course. But there's no doubt they'll be better than a high school dropout. I doubt there is anything worse.
Really? Okay. I don't know your real mom's phone number or where she lives. But I think I have some proof of who she is somewhere in my house. I'll find it and send it to you. When you see who it is, you can try to track her down yourself and get in contact with her.
Okay. I will. I've always wondered how someone like you could have been my mom. I suspected long ago that you weren't. We've got nothing in common. I've always believed a child should be with their real mom.
I've always treated you as my own daughter. I devoted my entire life to you. I did all that for you. And you're still going to say something like that?
I told you before, stop acting like I owe you something. I can't believe this. You've had me tricked this whole time. I want my real parents at my wedding. Get whatever information you have sent to me right away. You fraud. You've deceived me again, haven't you? How could I possibly be related to someone like that?
By the way you're acting, I assume you found your biological mother, right?
Yes, I found her. After I received the records you sent me, my fiancé hired a private investigator to locate her.
So, are you planning to invite her to your wedding as you originally wanted? Is that your intention?
I'm not inviting someone like her.
Why not? Regardless of her past, she might still be a better mother than a high school dropout, right?
I won't invite that woman to my wedding. She's nothing but a criminal. She attempted to kill someone for insurance money and ended up in prison.
That's true. But she's out of prison now, isn't she? She should be able to attend your wedding.
What on earth is happening here? Please, explain this to me.
If you need to know, your mother is my older sister. She's always been exceptionally attractive and knows how to attract men. Men have been drawn to her since she was young. Because of this, she has always believed she's superior to others. And our entire family resented her for it. One day, she decided she wanted to be rich. So she married a wealthy man who was 10 years older than her. But it seems she didn't want to share his wealth, she wanted it all. I'm not sure if she planned to kill him before the marriage. But it appears she wanted his money, and perhaps even his life insurance. However, before her scheme could work, her husband discovered that she was secretly poisoning him. And she was arrested. By the time her crimes came to light, she was already pregnant.
You mean, she was pregnant with me?
That's correct. Her husband wanted nothing to do with the child of the woman who tried to kill him. So he refused to take you. That's when I decided to raise you instead of allowing you to be put up for adoption. My parents used all their savings to hire a lawyer for my sister, but it wasn't enough. The trial expenses and the additional mouth to feed were overwhelming. I had to drop out of school and find a job to support my parents and provide for you.
So, that's why you didn't graduate from high school.
Some people said it wasn't worth sacrificing so much for a child with her background. But despite your mother's terrible actions, I believed you shouldn't have to suffer for them. I did everything in my power to protect you from the sins of your mother. I knew that associating you with someone like her would only make your life more difficult.
That's why, even until last week, you were trying to keep it a secret from me.
For the past 24 years of your life, I loved you and raised you as if you were my own. But it wasn't enough for you. You wanted more. When you told me I wasn't your mother, I thought you already knew. So, I believed you wanted to discover the truth about your biological mother. I had contemplated keeping this secret with me forever.
So, you never planned to tell me about my real mother?
Initially, I wanted to. But my parents, in particular, thought it was a bad idea. When my sister was imprisoned for attempted murder, my parents were deeply ashamed. They withdrew from public life and got rid of almost everything in the house that reminded them of her. including her baby pictures. We relocated to a different town, and my parents never mentioned her to anyone again. But those items I sent to you, those were the things I secretly preserved from my parents before they disposed of everything related to my sister. I thought it might be best to have some evidence or clues. If you ever wanted to know about your real mother, I'm glad I held on to those things now.
Did you send those things to me so my fiancé would find out, didn't you? Did you keep those things to use against me?
What are you talking about? I gave you those things because you said you wanted to know. They helped you find your real mom, didn't they?
Shut up. Reflect on what you've done. Now my fiancé's family knows that the bride's mother is a criminal. This is terrible.
Oh. Is that worse than her mother being a high school dropout? I guess you never considered there are worse things than that, did you?
It's not just that. They know my mom was only after money and tried to kill her husband to get it. What do you think they're gonna assume I'm doing?
Well, I can't blame them for that. If I was in your fiancé's position, I'd be concerned that you'd be trying the same thing that your mom tried, too. I'd be scared you might be trying to take my life.
My fiancé's parents said they want the wedding postponed, which is basically their way of saying they don't want their son marrying a criminal's daughter, because it'd be bad for their reputation. I'm sure it's just a matter of time before the wedding is cancelled altogether.
That's not surprising. It's an unfortunate situation.
What are you talking about? That's what you'd say if this was happening to someone you barely knew.
That's because it is. I'm not your mom. You told me that yourself not too long ago.
Well, yeah, but I didn't know my real mom would be such a horrible person.
You chose the person you had never met over the woman who raised you your whole life. I went along with your decision, and I gave you the information you wanted so you could find your real mom. You found her. So, I'm not your mom anymore. And that means you're not my daughter anymore.
I was angry. It was a slip of the tongue. It could happen to anyone. I didn't mean it.
You didn't say it, you typed it. Are you saying it was just a slip of the finger?
I only have one mom. You know that. You were my mom then, and you're still my mom now.
You can't just flip sides whenever it's convenient for you. Your fiancé is about to dump you. So now you want to come running back to me? Do you think I'm gonna fall for that?
Mom, I'm sorry. I apologize. Please forgive me. Mom. Please. I'm sorry.
I know you meant what you said to me before. Now you've got to take responsibility for your decisions. You're supposed to be an adult. If you can't take responsibility for your own actions, I must not have raised you very well. But from now on, I'm not going to be looking after you or helping you out ever again. I devoted my entire life to you. I worked hard and gave you everything I could possibly give you. I have absolutely nothing left to give you. And that includes any love. Linda's fiancé's parents completely opposed the wedding. When they learned who Linda's real mom was, their family was deeply concerned about their public image. They were willing to accept me despite my lack of a high school diploma. But it was clear they wanted nothing to do with Linda's real mom. and her past actions. As a result, the wedding was called off. Linda had been proud, boasting about her fiancé, a young doctor, and her soon-to-be family of doctors. When she had to break the news that the wedding was cancelled, it was incredibly embarrassing for her. To make matters worse, Linda was popular on social media with many friends and followers. When the word spread about her real mom being in prison for attempted murder, her friends distanced themselves from her. It became evident that they were not true friends after all. Linda found herself isolated and attempted to reach out to me again. However, I couldn't bring myself to speak to her, so I blocked her number. Since then, I haven't heard from her. She is no longer my daughter. She will have to learn to navigate life on her own. In contrast, I am no longer responsible for supporting anyone else. I am going to focus on my own life from now on. My new life begins today.